Not only did we complete two combiners in the same year, but we completed two combiners around the same time. What is this? Hello there, Transformers fans, and welcome back to another Cool Toy review. Today, we are not only reviewing the Age of the Prime Superion, but we are also reviewing the last two aerial bots, Fireflight and Skydive. And both of these aerial bots, like the other three, look absolutely incredible and very G1 accurate. First, here we have Fireflight in his packaging, and he's just in your regular Age of the Primes packaging. You've got some artwork of Fireflight there on the front. On the side, you've got the Primes statues. On this side, you have Superion. And on the back, you have images of Fireflight in his robot mode and his jet mode. And that's pretty much it for Fireflight's packaging. And here is Skydive. He's also a deluxe. And you have artwork of Skydive there on the front, statues of the Primes there on the side, Superion on that side, and on the back there are robot mode and jet mode images of Skydive, and that's pretty much it for Skydive's packaging. Here is Fireflight and Skydive out of the packaging, and they both look awesome. I really like how these two turned out. Overall, the full team, I think, looks really good, both together, and each bot, I think, looks really well on their own. Each one has a pretty decent robot mode, very G1 accurate in design, and each one has a very cool fighter jet mode as well, and I really like the size of their fighter jet. Going in on Firefly here, head is on a ball joint. Nice look at that face sculpt, kind of blockish like he was in Generation 1 with some decent facial detail right there. All of his chest paneling detail is there. Just like with Slingshot, his hands are inside the arm right here, so he's not going to have any wrist articulation. But I like that they painted his hands silver even down in here. It's nice that they actually got all of it. Shoulders go all the way around, in and out, upper bicep, double jointed elbows. We already covered the wrists, waists, hips, forward and back, all the way around, upper thigh, single jointed knees, and ankles go side to side, and that's pretty much it for Fireflight's articulation. Next, we've got Skydive here, and Skydive looks awesome. They did a great job on his orange faceplate. I think that looks really, really good. I always thought it was odd that he and Slingshot had orange faces because, I mean, the color is so drastically different from the rest of the overall aerial bot color scheme, I feel. But I don't know, it just works for this guy. And I also really like how nice and crimson the red looks on Fireflight amongst the gray and black components, amongst the gray and black parts of his jet mode. His articulation is more similar to Air Raid's. Head is on a ball joint. You can also move the neck forward and back, mostly due to transformation and limb mode. You have a full 360 in the shoulders, but you got to go out a little bit because of this right here. In and out, upper bicep, single jointed elbows. Wrists go in and out due to transformation. He has these single barrel blasters, and I like that his blasters are pretty unique. I feel like Fireflights and Slingshots are the same, but his are different from Air Raid's, which is nice. Waist, hips, and they go in and out. Upper thigh, single jointed knees, and side ankle joints, and the foot also goes forward and back due to transformation. And for comparison, here is Fireflight next to Fireflight. We have a very good G1 accurate representation versus the Combiner Wars IDW take on Fireflight, which, once again, don't get me wrong, I liked the Combiner Wars. I still really like this Combiner system, and I like the designs overall, and I don't mind that they're not Generation 1 designs. I'm just very happy to have a G1 accurate team with modern articulation in my collection as well. And here is Skydive next to Skydive, who, in my opinion, was one of the cooler aerial bot figures of this set. I liked his mold just a little bit more than the other three. Technically, Slingshot and Fireflight had the same mold, so other two, not including Silverbolt. And for comparison, here is all 5 aerial bots in their robot modes, side by side, and it's a pretty impressive looking team in robot mode as well. Once again, this is the most G1 accurate take on the aerial bots that Hasbro's produced so far, and they look great. And I can't wait to get to the other comparisons with these guys together. Transformation on these guys is nice and simple, and they're basically exactly the same as Slingshot and Air Raid. So first we're going to do Fireflight. We'll start by removing his blasters from his hands. He holds on to them really well. Rotate those arms around, fold them in on themselves, behind themselves, bring them up, and then they're just going to peg into the side of the body there. Rotate. Oh, okay, I guess we got to rotate the head first. Rotate that head all the way around, then peg that in. There we go. Turn that around, untab the nose cone, fold it down, and then open up the front of the legs, tab the legs together, and then just fold the thighs into the shins, close that panel, close the feet and the heels down on themselves, flip out that fin, flip out the wings, add the blasters. I like to put them under the wings. And then you have 2 little landing gear wheels right here, and then one that comes right out of the back of the head, and there is Fireflight in his little jet mode. I really like his little jet mode a lot, and it's a very standout color scheme. You got a bright red jet with these bright white wings with these blue and yellow accent marks on them. Very cool looking. Next, we've got Skydive. It's the same thing. We're going to start by removing those blasters. Fold in the wrists. Peg the arms straight onto his sides. Go ahead and peg those legs together. We're going to bring these feet up just a little bit. Bring this up. Tab his shins into his thighs, and then tab those heels down below. Untab the back of the knees right here. Just bring that up, and then just push it all down into place, like so. Flip that out, flip that out. Tab that arm back in, flip that out, flip that out. Twist the head around. Untab the nose cone and the front of the jet. Push it forward. It's going to tab in right there like so. Grab his blasters. Those are going to peg in right here. Once again, under the wings. And there is Skydive in his jet mode. And once again, really cool color scheme. His is a little bit more subtle as a gray jet with, black wings. Up top you have the lightning bolt decals or paint deco on his wings. It's not an actual decal. And then you also have a blue tail fin with a lightning bolt coming off of it as well. Just, again, a very cool look for a little fighter jet. And for comparison, here is Fireflight next to Combiner Wars Fireflight. So you can see them side by side. And as cool as this one is, and as G1 accurate as this one is, I think this jet mode personally looks cooler. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments down below. Also for comparison, here is Skydive next to Skydive, so you can see them side by side. And honestly, I like this version of Skydive just a little bit more, mostly because of the Thunderbolt decals on the G1 design. I just like it a little bit more than the plain gold. As cool as this looks, And this does look very cool, and the overall silhouette of this jet is awesome. I like the V-wing tail fins more than the single dorsal tail fin on jets personally. But I do like this version of him just a little bit more. Again, which one do you like more? Let me know in the comments down below. G1 or Combiner Wars? And also for comparison, here are all 5 Age of the Primes aerial bots side by side in their jet mode and in a very cool flight formation. So you can see them all side by side. Alright, from here, we're going to go ahead and put them in Superion mode, starting with Skydive because he's a leg. So what we're going to do is we're going to, kind of like we're going to put him in robot mode, telescope the nose cone section down and tab it into place. Do the same thing with the actual nose section, and then tab those wings back, and then push that head down. And that's all we're going to do with his body. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to take the leg, the right leg, because Skydive is the right leg of Superion in Generation 1. And then we're going to line this peg, and then these 2 pegs right there and there. And then we're just going to push him straight onto that Superion leg, closing those door sections right there. And there is the right leg of Superion, all done. Next, we're going to go ahead and do the right arm of Superion, which is Fireflight. Now for him, we really don't have to do much of anything at all. Flip up that landing gear, fold out those wings to the side, line up those pegs with those, and these pegs with these, and these pegs with these. You're just going to push together, push down, make sure it's pegged in all the way on both sides, and then we're going to split, and on a double hinge joint, bring that out, tab that into place. Do the same thing with the forearm section. Fold out that fist if you haven't already. I like to take this front facing one off and peg it right here. Kind of tilt it to the side. And then we're going to take his blaster here, and this square is going to peg right on like so. Take Silverbolt's blaster, and that pegs right onto the end to finish it. We'll go ahead and set that aside, and then we'll do the other 2. And just in case you missed our Silverbolt review, we'll go ahead and show you how he combines with the torso. So to start, we're going to take the torso section, we're going to fold open these, we're going to take Silverbolt here, we're going to bring this back, and bring this up like we're going to be putting him in his robot mode, like so, and make sure these 2 sections tab into place. Next, we're going to make sure that robot mode head stays in place, and then just twist it around. We're going to open this front section, put the nose cone inside, flip back these wings, flip back the other wing, and then we're going to take that, bring it back at an angle. This is going to peg right into the back of this waist section, and then this is going to come down, tabbing into the waist section down here, and then you can tab in the front of the torso like so, and there is Silverbolt in his torso mode. And now to combine all the limbs. First, we'll start by taking our leg sections. They're going to slide right onto the back of those thigh sections right there, and they are similar connections to the Combiner Wars connection port system. But just like with Legacy Menasor, they changed it with the shoulders, where they just slot down and lock into place. And there is Superion, all combined. And he looks really awesome. Once again, very Generation 1 accurate. You have the jets on the back of the legs and on the back of the arms, just like it was in Generation 1, just like with the Stunticons. I know it's not the most popular depiction of how the limbs combine. I know a lot of collectors, myself included, like to see the limbs of combiners displayed on the combiners, but in the cartoon, this is how they were depicted. And most recently, in the Skybound issues of Transformers, Superion appeared based off of this depiction as well. This version of Superion is fully articulated. Head is on a ball joint. You have fully articulated shoulders. They can go all the way around, in and out. Nice good ratchets on them too. Big upper bicep, single jointed elbows, wrists go in and out, and swivel. My biggest complaint about the articulation on this figure is the hands, and the fact that they don't really articulate at all. No opening fingers, none of that on this figure release, unfortunately. And Menasor was like this too, but I don't know. I just was kind of hoping to see opening fingers on this release of Superion. But other than that, this is a solid and fantastic set. Waist, hips, nice ratchets on those hips too. The waist flaps also articulate. Single jointed knees and side ankle joints. And for comparison, here is Superion next to Superion. We have the new Age of the Prime Superion based off of the Generation 1 appearance next to the Combiner Wars Superion based off of his IDW appearance, and there was a few other appearances that this design in particular made as well. But between the two, not only is, I think, this a much better looking Superion figure, it's a much more structurally sound Superion. The joints are nicer, tighter, it has more articulation. This Superion has no ankle articulation whatsoever, unfortunately, due to the way the limbs were engineered. While it does have feet, and there were upgrades for this later, and Hasbro even themselves did improved hands and feet for their Combiner Wars combiners down the road, retail Superion to retail Superion, I think this one is superior. And also for comparison, here is Superion next to his nemesis, who he was, well, born within days of, within moments of, Menasor. I am still shocked at how well that the skeletal frame system that they engineered for Menasor also worked so well for Superion. And both of these combiners look absolutely incredible side by side. And once again, these are, in my opinion, the best versions of these characters that Hasbro has released so far. Not only were these great releases of Fireflight, Skydive, and really the rest of the aerial bots overall, but once again, in my opinion, this is the best set of G1 Universe aerial bots that Hasbro has produced thus far. Let me know in the comments what you thought about this set of the aerial bots, and for more cool Transformer reviews, make sure you check out CoolToyReview.com and follow us anywhere you can find Cool Toy Review on social media. You can follow me at Triptychonus on Instagram and TikTok for more Transformers fan content, Roger content, and Star Wars fan content. And we'll see you guys later. We'll see you another time. Transform and roll out.